Hello everyone, I hope you're well. Today's video is going to be my July book reviews. I've read a lot of books in July, so there's quite a lot of things to get through, and then I'm going to be sharing with you August's book club pick, which I'm really excited for and I hope loads of people are going to get involved with. So first up, I'm just going to get straight into my reviews. I read another Mary Shelley short story, so Mary Shelley who wrote Frankenstein. Frankenstein's one of my favourite all-time books. Mary Shelley wrote loads of short stories and they're all really creepy and eerie. I've read Matilda before, I loved it, and so I decided to read The Invisible Girl, and it's about a load of men are going off on this fisherman's trip, but one of them has this weird haunted backstory of when someone he was going to marry like ran away, and then they go to this haunted cave where this woman called the Invisible Girl inhabits it, but no one knows who the Invisible Girl is, and it links back into this man's tragic backstory. It's just fantastic. Like, it's Mary Shelley, it's stunningly written, but then in such a short amount of time she puts in so much, and you're like, what? Like, how in one page have you put in so much? Like, beautiful writing, amazing intriguing backstory, it's actually creepy, it actually gave me the creeps. I thought this was fantastic. I loved it. I love Mary Shelley's short stories. Hopefully I can read all of these. The Invisible Girl though I would definitely recommend, and Matilda, they are great short stories. So I loved that. Ugh, then on to one I didn't like, which is Mary Shelley's Frankenstein Retelling. I'd done a whole video review on this book. If you just want to listen to me rant and really go into why I don't like this book, then check out that video, it's on the channel. This is Frankissstein by Jeanette Winterson. I am reading all the long list of the Booker Prize this year. So the publishers sent me this very kindly and I hated it. It's kind of a Mary Shelley's Frankenstein retelling, but not really. It's really a rehashing. So parts of it are Mary Shelley writing Frankenstein, and in those parts are pasted loads of parts of Frankenstein, and then it flips to a doctor in present day called Dr. Shelley, and Dr. Shelley is transgender, but I didn't feel it went into anything to do with transgenderism. I feel like it just used that tag to sell the book, and it says with massive letters on the back, not one gender, and it's kind of screaming it's about transgenderism, and it's not at all. But as I said, I've done a whole video review, so if you want to hear my like in-depth thoughts and what the plot's really about, then go and watch that video. I then read The Pumpkinator by Penelope Mortimer. I'm actually going to film a whole video review of the book, and this book was turned into a film as well. I was going to say a play. It was turned into a film as well. Great like film as well. So I'm going to do an in-depth review on both of them. So I'm just going to kind of tell you what this is about. This is about a woman who she's had failed marriages and loads of children from those failed marriages. She's met a man called Jake. She's married him. He is a famous movie script writer and she should be happy. She's got all these children that she wanted. She's got a husband who's very handsome and wealthy, but she inside is very hollow as a person. And in my video review I'm going to go really into it, how I feel some women think motherhood is everything, and if you're a mother you don't need to be your individual self, and I'm going to go into that in a whole, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great video, and then I'm going to like go into the film as well. That will be up in the next few days. So I did really enjoy this book, by the way. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was great, but it's not a book that I read straight away and loved. It kind of played on my mind. Really great book. Fabulous. Oh, I then have a herbal book. I'm really into herbal remedies. I don't know if I've ever said this. I think I have, because I've spoken about I suffer with really bad travel sickness, and so I started taking ginger, and that's what's recommended herbally, and it really helped me personally. So I got this book. This is called the Home Herbal. This is by Barbara Griggs, and this is a really great book. So it has loads of different essays really on different things. So cold sores, because I do get cold sores, and then loads of stuff in here, dandruff, I can't read some of it out because it's just gross, but it goes into anything you could think of, like earache, eczema, loads of different stuff, sore feet, and it's all herbal remedies that you can use on these things. I would definitely recommend this book. I really liked it. I feel like some herbal books, because I've got quite a few, maybe I'll do a video on like herbal medicine, but some of the books are really weird. They're like, you have to get this specialist herb from New Zealand, and that's the only place in the world you can get this herb. So you look that herb up and it's like £200, and I'm like, oh, what? Whereas this is, it's home remedies, so it's stuff you would find in the home. So it's like lemon juice, honey, and then if there's anything that you won't find within the home, it has at the back the places that you can buy that stuff from. which I thought was really good. And then at the beginning it has a whole explanation of how to infuse teas, how to grind your herbs, how to store your herbs, everything. I thought this was really good, like overall, on how to get herbal things. But there's just like so much, where to find your herbs, how to grow herbs if you want to grow your herbs yourself. Shock, oh, I thought this was really interesting. So a lot of my herbal books, they're older books like this one, and they always have shock in it, and I wonder when we stopped having shock as like a thing in the UK. Like, you don't go into the pharmacy and say, I'm suffering with shock, what can you get me? They just say, have you got depression, or have you got something else, or are you grieving? But like shock, when they're talking about someone could have literally just shocked you, or you've heard some devastating news, and how shock is just part of like the human condition. And I find it odd that we don't talk about shock anymore. We only talk about shock as in like if someone's had a car accident, their body goes into shock. But we don't talk about, you can be shocked in things throughout life, and you can, if you're grieving the death of someone, after you've like initial grief is over, you could still be in shock over it. I just thought that was a really interesting one. But there's so many, like skin problems, or if you have acne, it's great. It's a great book, but it's good that it's stuff within the home that you can use. Really recommend that. Oh, the next one, I don't know if I've spoken about in a video, but I think I have, I'm not sure. And this is one I was sent from the publishers, and it's We Are Feminist. It's foreword by Helen Pankhurst, and it is a book about statistics to do with women. So it's kind of when abortion came into law in different countries, loads of different feminists from loads of different feminist thoughts. So you might not be into like mainstream feminism, but there's different types of feminism. So everything to do with that, the history of feminism itself, so like legalization of abortion, stuff like that. So if you're writing anything that's to do with like women's history, this would be a fabulous book to get. It really would. It's really easy to like understand as well. So Gloria Steinman, so it will have a feminist, and then what that feminist believes. But a lot of the feminists believe different stuff, and depending on what time that feminist was kind of like at their peak and about. Women in print, women in art, like Frida Kahlo's in this, and then it goes into third wave feminism. This is a great book to get. This has like so much in it, so that's why I just wanted to kind of highlight it once again. I then have two more things. I have one thing which I don't mean to offend anyone, but this is The Musical Monsters of Turkey Hollow by Jim Henson. I believe this was a TV series, and then this is a lost episode that has this comic style. I don't know the TV series at all, so I didn't really connect to this at all. I saw this in a shop and I thought it was really autumnal, and I really liked the art style. Like, look, like gorgeous autumnal colours, really nice. Loved the art style. Didn't really get the story. So it's about a boy who finds all these monsters and then they make music with him, but I'm guessing it would work better as a TV series. Tell me if you've watched the TV series, if it's like a big thing in America, because I'd never heard of it before, so let me know on that one. And then lastly, I had Bedknobs Broomsticks, which was my book club pick of the month, which again I'm doing a whole video review on and reading out your comments as well. I really enjoyed this, but in the video review I'm going to really go in depth and read your comments, and I'm going to analyse this book, but also the Disney film, which is very different to the book. I've got a lot of opinions to say about Disney, let me say that, so that video will be coming out. I then want to announce what is August's book club gonna be? The GrownUp by Gillian Flynn. This is about a woman who, she's a pretend psychic, but she's a sex worker on the side. She's kind of desperate for money and she lies to people for a living. She's not really a psychic. Then a woman hires her to come into her house, and she believes her house is haunted, and as soon as this woman who's the fake psychic goes into her house, she realises, ooh, there is something in this house. And this is kind of a creepy horror book. I thought this would be a good one. So if you're going to read along with this one, tell me down below. As always, send in your comments wherever you want to, and I'll read them out in my review video at the end of August. And this is it. This is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this wrap up. I have so many videos, like individual book reviews, that I want to do on these books to put out, so keep your eyes out for them. And I will see you again soon for another video.